Hello everyone. I am live, but I don't know. Okay. Cool. So today is episode 4. Like, not the whole episode 4, episode 4 of this merchandise store series. And this is where we left off yesterday. So I'm waiting for someone to confirm from the chat that I'm live. Let me just check. I am live, 3 people are watching. Drop an hi or an emoji. Hi Lairu. Hi Kenneth, welcome back. Yeah, now 4 people are watching. That's cool. Yep. Let's start if everything is on track. So let's see what we have in the list today. Yesterday was like a very productive episode. We did everything I listed. Today I think it won't be possible to do everything on the list because we have a lot on the list. But let's hope we can get the payments running at least. So that's the major thing we need to get today. Orders and payments. So I will do a Razorpay integration. So when they click on the buy now button, they should be taken to a checkout page where they fill in the details and then click pay. So that's the idea. Then some small stuff. So we need to figure out variants, by the way. So our product has variants and we are not handling that right now. So we need to handle that. Hello to train software. So two things I wanted to do, the small things before we do like the bigger things. One was, okay, let me open up pages.localhost here, which is the site I'm working on. Come on, yep, this is cool. So basically when you go here, you don't see anything other than the ID in the list view, right? So maybe showing the category and published or unpublished status will be a good idea here. Form category in list view. Maybe retail price also in list view. Okay. No, this is something else. Yeah, so these are on list view. So what else can we do? If I do this, maybe this is not what I want, but let's see. Nope. Actually, I want a status. So we can do that through a client script. So let's do that maybe. No, Okay, so let me just do this. So just to get the boilerplate, list of product store. Yep. Doesn't populate. Okay. Let it be. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's quickly go to ERP next. So I know that like there is a get indicator which you can apply to Frappe list settings and then doc type. So let's do this. In product.js we can create a separate file. Let's copy the name underscore list, paste this. So basically we are customizing the list view for store product, and I want to customize the indicator. So indicator is the batch, and if you see get indicator, we can map like the status to different colors, and at the end we have to return a list. So we have to return a list. First is the status itself, so maybe published, then the color, so green. It's all small, so let's do green. And then third is the filter that is being used to apply this color. So for us it will be is published equals 1. Let's try it out. Nice. Since everything is like, we returned a static thing, so it's like everything is published. But let's write some if condition. If so get indicator gives us a doc dot is published. Let's do let status equal to not published, let color equals to green. If is not published, then status. There are many ways to write this, but for now I'll go with this. Not published gray, and if at all it is published, then color will be green, and then you can return status color. Okay, let's try now. So nothing is published even though it is published. Is it called is published? Because I can see green here. Let me just refresh again. Okay, one. So we have to do doc dot is published. Cool. Nope, doesn't work. Not going inside the if condition. Oh, when you click it goes inside. Okay, so it's calling it indicator. Ah, this won't make a difference, but at least now we get it here. We'll figure it out whether a bug or really an issue from our side, but okay, fine. Let's start with the major thing that we are here today. For now, I'll do a commit core list view improvements product store product. Since we set up pre-commit, it is trying to format. Cool. Okay, now let's start with the checkout. So yesterday we left here. So basically they can, like, we created this checkout.html and checkout.py. If they are not logged in, they are redirected to login, and if they are logged in, they come to the checkout page. So basically what I want here is, let's go back to where it all started in episode 1. Basically they view the details of the product, which is now done. So let's bring this here. So basically this is the details page. They click on buy now button, and if they are logged in, they fill in the details. No, so this part is done. Now we just have to fill in the details, click on payment. So this is the part we are going to work on today, and placing an order. So that's the thing. And we will, after filling it, we want the payment, we will integrate Razorpay for that. So lot to do. Let's get started. For now I'll close this. Mostly I have to work with this page, and let's do one thing. Let's go to store product.html and get this part, so we get the basic styling. And we'll move this h2 inside the block. Okay, let's refresh. So at least we have some base stylings to start with, and then we'll build our form inside this. Cool. So this web.html is located in Frappe core somewhere, which brings this header, footer, everything. Cool. So now this feels seamless. They come here, they click on buy now, and they come. Easy. Now what do we want? We want some details from them for creating an order. So let's do one thing. Let's go to print row API documentation. Let's see what we need to create an order. Orders API, create order. So reference number will be basically the order name. Retail price we have set in the product itself. So one thing I always check is retail price is in rupees or is in, I'm assuming it is in rupees, not like Razorpay or the payment where it is in paise. So you have to multiply that by 100. But looking at the example, it seems it's rupees. Then the customer details. So email we'll get from the current logged in user. Phone number we can ask them. We can ask them their name as well. probably pre-fill it using the information we have since they are logged in. So good UX. And then we'll ask them the address, pin code, state, city, country. Awesome. Later on, we can implement some stuff like, okay, save your address for later usage, and everything is possible. So products is a list. For us, it will just contain one product, right? So we already have the product here. So we are passing in the product. We just need to get this details in here somehow. That we can do easily through Jinja. I don't think design is required if we provide the variant ID, because variant contains the design. Let's check. Not required if variant ID is provided. This is not required if variant ID is provided. And variant ID. Okay. The variant ID of your product from product library. So in order to create a order, we have to give it a variant ID. So reference number, retail price, customer, and then product with a variant ID. Quantity will be 1. For now, later we can implement, okay, order multiple of this. So total cart thing, right? Maybe an episode later after India FOSS, of course. Is plain will be false. That's fine. Cool. Cash on delivery. We can keep a checkbox for this if like the user wants to enable it for their users. And invoice URL. So invoice, we have to do some print designing that we will do. No issues. Cool. So the user doesn't have to worry about the user, as in the one who is using this app to create his own merchandise store. And then you make a request. That's fine. So first thing I can see right now is we need to ask them the customer details and what do you say? Variant. So let's go to product, get a product, and it returns its variants. That's nice. So what I can do is while syncing, right, I can create a child table of variant. That is one thing we can do. So here awesome apps can have a child table. So let's go to my print row dashboard. So by the way, like if you have been following along, we did like 1 year, right? Expiry. This is very correct. The support, I got a reply from the support that okay, it's like 1 year. So that is that. And I shared them the video too that I'm building this integration live. So that is cool. Cool. Okay, here we are. Printrow.com. So I have product. For example, this is the product, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So these variants are basically what do you say? So filter by color, filter by size. So what does the API return? Product ID, that is for sure 10. SKU. This is the SKU. But how can I get the size? So I want to get this thing as well. Okay, there is another API, get product variants. So API category ID, products, product ID. So let's try this in Bruno. So category ID will be the hoodie. 463. Product ID will be this. Let's call this parent product does not exist. What? So I think this only works for their catalog, not our own catalog, I guess. So let's try this instead. API external product ID. Okay, now it returns the variants. Oh yeah, so their example doesn't contain it, but they have it. So you have the SKU, they have the product. Inside that you have the color and the size. Cool. So this is how we'll model our child table. SKU will be the unique key. The ID can be another variant ID or something we can call it. And child table makes sense now. Product and color and size. Color, size. Okay, let's start. Type list. Store product variant spelling is correct, hopefully. Variant. So child table, and we need a few fields here. What all? The ID, that can be, I think, an integer field because it looks like an integer. Yep. Print row, or let's do variant ID. SKU, this can be data. Name, color and size. Yep, name, color, size. Variant name. We can't use the color field, it's to data itself. Color, size. So variant name should be in list view, color should be in list view, size should be in list view, SKU should be in list view, and then we can move this to the next column. Let's move SKU to the top. Variant ID, variant name, color, size. Okay. So now we can go here, form, add a table field. So I was thinking yesterday maybe we should move the images to the top. So they should be at the above everything. Cool. And then we'll get a table in here. Variants. This is linked to product variant, number, SKU, variant name, color, size. Awesome. We can make this read only as well because they can't add variant from here. They should not, because that will be also synced from print row. So it's not visible as of now, but let's go and improve our syncing logic. Sync products from print row, and here product data we have to get the variants, right? Variants equal to an empty list, or no, we have to do, okay, we have to make a request. Okay, let's get the variants. So I will write a separate function here. It's already a very long function. So variants equal to get product variants. This will take a product ID as per the API, right? So we have to take a product ID. So let's define this function down below here. Let's move this here for some time so we can get the full screen. Okay. So product ID, right? So that we will get from product ID. Cool. So then if we have the variants correctly in correct format, we can directly do variants as variants. That's the name of the child table. So we have to return a list of variants from here. Let's do that. So what I will do is So I'm thinking, can this thing, because it's some get request, right? This thing will be repeated except the, what do you say? So let's try to do that. Make print row request method can be by default get, and then endpoint. Maybe annotation is not the good time to add annotations. Okay, let's make the method required. So method and endpoint, then let's copy this part. Let's cut that part, bring it in here. Maybe today I'm low on energy, I don't know. Okay, so method will be make get request if method is get, else make post request, and then you make request. Okay, so then return. So this won't be all products, so now this is generic. Response, return response. Cool. Cool. So products route will move back here, and instead of products route it will be endpoint. Cool. So dry write, don't repeat yourself. So let's do this. Default is get. This is much better now. Okay, now we can come here. All products equal to make this request, right? Make print row request, and now the fetching of the token and everything is encapsulated. So anybody who comes here can read that, okay, this is the product endpoint. It's getting like making a print row request to this endpoint, right? And then that should work. Now the same thing we can use. Product details endpoint. Let's copy this API external, so on and so forth, and let's just replace this with product ID. Make print row request even. Now this is smart. Now let's move it here so we can quickly glance. So inside that there is a status. We are not handling errors for now, but that's fine. We should. And then inside that response there is product. Inside that there is variants. So variants equal to product details, product variants. Cool. So we get this list, and now we can iterate over it to generate our own variants. So we have to do some processing. Anybody still with me, or too much? Anyhow, I'll continue building. If you guys have any questions or anything to share it in the chat. I'm reading. So we get this one object, and inside that we have the ID. So processed variance dot append. So what's this? Child table store product variant dot json. Okay, variant ID. We have to give the variant ID, variant name, SKU, color, size, SKU, color, size, this 5 fields, 1 2 3 4 5 exactly. Now let's extract it from variant. So variant ID will be variant ID, SKU will be variant SKU, name will be inside product name, same color and size. So now we can return the processed variants. Okay. So okay, let's test it out. So how can we test this? Very easy. We added a button to do just that. Try to sync the products. Print row settings. Oh, it's taking time now because like for each product it's fetching its variants as well. So let's go back, store product list. Let's see this hoodie. Nice. Cool. We got something done. So let's add a commit. Cool. Now we have the variants, right? So we can do two things with variants. We can render like the unique colors and the size, right? So they can select a size, LMS, XL to XL, XS. Then SK is what we will need to order. Okay, let's go back. Let's bring the checkout again here on this side. Okay, so let's open up this template, which is store product.html. Here we will render the variants. So what we can do is, so what I'm thinking is, if white, can we render, so let's render the sizes, right? So I'm like thinking about the future, not now. Suppose there is like red L, white L. So how in the UI, so given we have used so many e-commerce store, I know that the ideal thing to do is let them choose. So once they choose the colors, they can choose the size. So for now, let's try to do just with the size. So we have to somehow render a select input to get this, or let's do this at checkout. Any of this is possible. For now, I'll just render available sizes, so they know that like, okay, this is available. When I buy this, I will be able to choose it. That's the easiest. So in checkout page, you will have a complete form, don't worry. This is read only, that's nice. Variant ID is also here, cool. So let's render available sizes somewhere after the price. So I'll copy the H3 of product description. Available sizes, right? And then I can do again a div, and I will do a for loop here. For variant in doc.variants benefit of child table. Hi Lewis, how are you doing? Welcome back. So let's just for now do a span. So I'm building a whole e-commerce store now, I realize. Even though we call it like a merge store, but the principles are almost same. But yeah, no delivery or anything. Variant dot size. As you can see, now it is being rendered, but let's style those. Maybe we can use the badge. Let's inspect what class it has. Not this badge, the gray badge. Inspect. Ellipsis. Okay, this is the main class. Indicator. Come on. Yeah. Indicator B. Indicator pill. Gray. Let's copy all these classes. Let's refresh. Looks nice. Let's give some spacing. Display flex. And I think gap should work. No, gap doesn't work. Let's go to Bootstrap documentation. Flex, gap, Bootstrap 4. The easiest thing we can do right now is margin right 2. Okay. Cool. Right, makes sense. Now they can see that what all sizes it is available. Maybe also let's show the colors, or yeah, we can show the colors. Let's copy this. Available colors, color, like variant in this color. What is this? Melange gray or something, but we have to make it unique. Does this work? I'm not sure. No, this won't work. Is there a unique filter in Jinja? I hope so. Unique filter Jinja. Okay, you can do unique. Yeah, works. So I applied a unique filter to this list on the color attribute. So nice. Let's do a commit. Show variants. So sizes and colors in details page. Cool. Now we can work on the checkout. So this is the sizes, this is the available colors. Maybe let's move the product description above everything, above the, or let it be. I guess people will want to see the sizes first. If it is available for them, then only they will read the description. So it is fine. So click on buy now. Now let's get to work on the payment part. So I want to do a form here, and I don't want to do it in typical jQuery vanilla form way. So I am thinking of using a JavaScript library to get some reactivity here, because I'm used to Vue.js, and it will be easier to manage that as well because I don't know jQuery. So I have two options. Either I can use this Alpine.js, right? Your new lightweight JavaScript framework. So this is kind of the new jQuery, but like modern jQuery. But yeah, so this gives us some handling. Or I can use Nala mode. So GitHub. I don't know, Alan Tom GitHub. Yeah, or I can use Strawberry by Alan. I don't know how is he still maintaining it, or is it stable? I don't know. Oh, 642 stars. It's in alpha. Let's not use that. Everything stated, but I'm still figuring out the okay, fine. Let it be. What else can we do? Other is Preact. 3 kilobyte alternative to React with Sway modern API. So I can do JSX because I know Frappe bundling supports JSX, so that's fine. No. Oh, React is directly in the browser. Okay, we can either do this. I'm just reading some docs now. It's part of building. No, maybe it's too much for this simple form. Maybe I can go with Alpine. Yeah, let's start with Alpine, then we'll see. Because I've used it in the past, it's like very easy. So you can, like, you don't need any build step or anything. You can just drop in this script. Installation. So we want this script to be loaded. So let's go back to our checkout page. So there is a block for scripts. Is it script or scripts? I don't know. I will come to know soon when it won't load. Yeah, so this will load Alpine. Maybe later on we can do this, but for now it is fine. What do you say? Keep it simple, yeah. Let's keep it simple. This is also easy in Frappe because like bundling is built in and it will bundle it for us. Do you want to see the bundling thing or just this script tag will do? Now depends on the audience because I can go either route. Bundling will give us complete control, so it doesn't fetch from CDN, but it will fetch from the Frappe itself. Cool. Let's keep it at script tag. So then let's start. So we have loaded Alpine. Let's check whether it was loaded or not. JavaScript console. elements. Let's check the head. Let's load some JavaScript. Does it load our JavaScript? Alpine. Nope. So let's do one thing. Let's open up Frappe web.html script. No. Okay, there is a base template path. Maybe there is a base.html. Yeah. And then we have script. Okay, it's called only script. So let's refresh. Now I open JavaScript console. Alpine. Now Alpine is there. Nice. So Alpine got loaded. This is cool. Now we can use Alpine. Yeah, let's read some. Okay, docs are already open here, so let's keep the checkout form open. Yeah, so we can define a state is at the core of everything you do in Alpine. You can provide local data or make it globally available for use anywhere on the page using this or alpine.store respectively. Allows you to declare an HTML block state in a single without ever leaving your markup. Okay, let's try this. Let me define a div here and then x data. So let's do an object. Details is an empty object. Cool. Now any other Alpine syntax or within will be able to access then, like you will guess, when open changes for any reason. So this is reactivity, right? So you change the variables, the UI updates. In non-reactive world, you have to manage the UI update as well. Okay, hide the button, show the button. So you can nest the data, that's fine too. Okay, let's try this. Suppose in the details I have customer name hello. Will I be able to use it in this paragraph? Text equal to details dot customer name. Okay, hello. Nice. So reactivity works, this works, and now we need to figure out a way to fill a form, or maybe I am making it more complex. Maybe a simple form would have done. Let's do this. Let's try with a simple form, then we hit a block, then we will do this. So I will comment out this as well as the script. If simple vanilla form can do it, then why? Okay, so action will go somewhere, it will hit API, so we'll write an API slash method slash handle checkout. Submit, handle checkout submit. So yeah, this doesn't exist yet, we will do it, but let's get some styled input from Bootstrap. 4.6. Already 1 hour and we haven't reached Razorpay yet. Fine, we'll do it slowly. Form. So here is the style thing. Let's get it here. We'll replace it with our own form, but for now it is fine. So we will never share, we don't need this. Okay. Now let's ask them for okay, let's see what all do we need from them. So print row API, create an order. So we need their name, which will be required. So let's change this from, so type will be text, call that full name, right? Let's make this the smallest it can. For customer name, remember we also modeled this in our doc type, if you recall. Let's check. So we can name this consistently. Yeah, this was the thing. So user will automatically fill in. Customer name is the thing. Customer name, and ID is customer name. Area described by, we don't need ARIA label here. And then we'll give it a name, customer name. So this will, how this will be accessible in the backend. So this name property. And then we can remove this, we can keep the checkbox. So we'll call it cash on delivery or something. Cash on delivery. We'll implement it later. For now, I'll keep it commented out. Place order and pay. Okay. Now we have the full name. What else do we need? I think email is not required, but phone number is required. So I'll just duplicate this. Phone number. So let's mark it required. Let's mark this required. So we are using the platform, right? So now HTML will take care of not submitting this form. What else? So let's call it phone number, as well as this will be phone number. Let's bring the ID this side. So name and ID are together. What else do we need? We need address line 1, address line 2. Now this is address line 1. Two, 3. Third is not required. Let's make this 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay, maybe I can do command D, 3. Multi-cursor editing. How can I forget about it? Okay, now we have full name, phone number, address line 1, address line 2. Does phone number has a special type of field here? No? Then let it be text. Margin top 5. Cool. Country, state, city, pin code. Country, state, city, pin code. Country, state, city. We can rearrange it later, but for now it is fine. City, pin code. So this all data is captured now. Okay, let's refresh the page. So I want to get that red asterisk that we get in Frappe somehow. So is there some class that I can apply to get that? Again, I will go to the desk and check. Or I can check a form, web form. Yeah, it has the asterisk. Let inspect. REQD. So it's applied on the label itself. Let's try REQD. Nope. Let's check again. Is form view injecting its own style? Then it won't be possible, otherwise it will be. Inspect. Control label. No, doesn't work. Cool, let it be, we'll handle it later. Tab works, everything works, so they can fill in their details and punch in the order. Cool. Address line 3 is optional. State, city, country. Okay. Products we can get in backend. Okay, so first of all, let's bring this back as well for now. Let's rename this to cash on delivery. Or let's give it is COD and cash on delivery. Okay, now let's handle the submit of this form. So it is trying to submit at API/method/handle checkout submit. So instead of that, let's create a API .py file, import frappe def handle checkout submit, and then we can do print row merge store. We have to rename it someday. We have to add an E because we named the app incorrectly, but fine. .api.this. Okay, now let's fill in the details and try to submit. And we'll add a breakpoint here so we can inspect the request. Oh, now it is filling properly. So okay, raised an expansion. Failed to get method for command with handle checkout submit. What? Oh, we didn't reload after we edited the method. Most probably that was the issue. You're not permitted. Okay. Ah, nice. Notice anybody? What did we do? Ha. Ha 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 ha. We didn't add a whitelist. Now I think the breakpoint has triggered. Yep. So frappe dot form dect. Yep, it has the customer address, it has phone number, address line, everything. Cool, let's hit continue. So it returns an empty thing. because we didn't return anything. So we will redirect to payment page later to do and remove the breakpoint as well. So data is coming in for pay.form date. So Frappe has taken care of parsing it and everything. So we saw right in the bench, we had all this data. Now we can give this data to create an order. Form dict and later to do, or should we just do it instead of writing a to do, redirect to payments page. Okay, here another decision where we have to take, whether we have a separate payments page, that's one thing, or do we open the payments dialog right after they click and pay. Two things. What can we do here? Because if we want to go the first route, that is like it opens up what do you say, on click, so then we have to handle this click listener here and write some JavaScript to handle it right on this page. But if we do it on payments, like there is a separate page for payments, right? Then basically there we have to trigger the JavaScript. Okay. Then we have to use frappe.call. What should we do? Let's remove this for now. We don't need Alpine anymore. So that decision, right? So sometimes it happens. You make a decision, then you realize, okay, no, maybe there is a simpler stuff. Case, right? Keep it stupid simple, as Salim pointed out in the chat. So yeah, let's try let's try to do it in this page itself. Nice. So what we will do is, instead of add in action, we will handle it ourselves, and then we will manually pass that data to the backend as well as get the payments thing. Cool, let's do it. So we'll remove the action from here. But then again, can we do on submit here? Okay, so we can give it a function name. Let's call it handle checkout submit. So since Frappe uses snake case in JavaScript as well, that's why. Let's get the block script and block script handle checkout submit is a function. So we want to prevent the default behavior. Then console.log e alert form submission happening. Cool, let's reload. Let's fill in the details. The alert didn't trigger, nor the script happens. Okay, we are somehow something broke. Let's start from here. Full name. Nope, the script isn't being triggered. The other thing we can do is like so let's check if this script is even running. Alert, script is loaded. Oh, script is loaded in fact. Then why? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's give this an ID of checkout dash form, and let's do this const checkout form equal to document dot get element by ID checkout form DOM manipulation. Then we will do checkout form dot add event listener submit, and we'll move this code of handling the form there. Okay, no, still doesn't work. Even though the JavaScript is loaded. Am I doing it right? Okay, so many days since I played with Vanilla.js. So the first thing I tried was the directly on submit. Right, it works in their computer. But why not for us? Let's remove e.prevent default. No, it's not working for some reason. Because everything looks correct. Anybody see any potential, what do you say, boo-boos I am making. So I don't know why doesn't this event trigger properly. Okay, wait. If this was the issue, right, then clearly I have to end the stream. Not in that state of mind. Yeah, this was the issue. I missed an E here, but cool. So now let's remove this alert. So one more thing we could have done, let's do that instead. So we could have just created a checkout.js file. So same name as that, alert script loaded. And if we refresh, right, Frappe should automatically load this script, which it is not. Gain some cache or something, but yeah, last time I used it was working. Let's get rid of it. We won't need anyways. Like, I'll figure it out later. Fine. So yeah, now we have to handle the form submit. So let's start with Razorpay integration now. So let's get, like, we have still 30 minutes left. Let's see how much of the integration we can get running here. So here, once we have the Razorpay integration, right, we will come on, let me write comment here. So it's still thinking it is HTML. We are inside JavaScript VS Code. Come on. So this is, so we will create a form, like create a order, store order in the backend, right? That we will do. So this will basically create the doc type. Then we will use the whatever that order returns, right? It will probably return a Razorpay order ID, because I know I have like integrated Razorpay in the past, that we can use to trigger the payment. They have a JavaScript, what do you call, SDK that we can load as a script that renders that pretty UI dialog that they can use for making the payment. If you have ever used Frappe School, you will know, or even Frappe Cloud. Use the details to trigger payment here, process payment events, notify backend. So this will be the first iteration of this. Next iteration will probably have webhooks as well. So doesn't relay just on the front end, because if they close the window just after the payment or in between the payment, we won't know it. Yeah, let's start. So I want to start with the Razorpay documentation, of course. Razorpay docs, payments. So we want our website URL from customers, payment gateway. Standard checkout. Okay, so we need a standard checkout. Standard checkout. Yeah, this is the standard checkout. We don't need a custom UI. We'll use the UI they provide. Integrate Razorpay with your extra. You can start accepting your website has developed the standard and manages. You can configure this. That's fine. Razorpay provides a list of features. Okay. video tutorial, HTML and JavaScript based website. No. Okay, prerequisites: create a Razorpay account, that I already have. Log into and generate the API keys in test mode. Okay, let's do that. Dashboard.razorpay.com. I am already in the test mode. Let's go to settings, API keys. So let me switch to mine. Nope. Yep. So currently I was logged in as the Frappe user. Okay. Let's go to developers, API. API keys. Yeah, let's regenerate the keys. Okay, we have the key. So it gives like pair of keys. First is the key ID, then there is the key secret. So let's create a doc type to store it, obviously. Pages.localhost doc type list. Let's call it print row Razorpay settings. Otherwise it can clash with if some other app brings in Razorpay settings doc type, then there will be a clash. Print row. Track changes is single. Okay, let's go to the form. Let's add a data field. Let's add a password field. Key ID, key secret. Key ID, key secret. Let's copy key ID. And then key secret as well. Cool. Now we have the key ID and key secret in print row of Razorpay settings. Nice. We can add that to the workspace as well. So I will add an onboarding that, okay, first link your this credentials, then link your this credentials. So we have onboarding here, but for now I'll add a shortcut to doc type Razorpay settings. Razorpay settings. Let's expand, hit save. Okay, products, print row settings, Razorpay settings, takes here. Nice. Let's add a commit. Sometimes I'm confused whether to call it core or feature. Chore or a feature. Chore. Cool. What is the next thing we need to do? Yeah, we know the Razorpay. So let's go back to the docs. Okay, so you need this, generate the keys. Okay, I did it. Payment flow. How it works: step 1, customer places order on your website, you create an order on your server, that we are going to do. Pass order ID to checkout. Bank authenticates the payment, you capture the or manually. Razorpay settles to your account. Yeah, understood. So basically this step will be the checkout form. This is we'll do frappe.call and create an order on the backend. The store order doc type we have used, right? And we have to create a Razorpay order too. So yeah, let's start. Okay, let's build an integration. So we have to select Python, that is already selected. So looks like we have to import Razorpay. So Razorpay has a Python SDK which we can use. So let's do that. Razorpay Python SDK. Download the latest source code from GitHub. No. Can I not just do pip? Yeah, pip install Razorpay. This is what I was looking for. Exit. So I want to install it in the bench environment. So bench pip install Razorpay. Razorpay 2.31.0. No, that's not the correct version. 1.2.0. Okay, so what we can do is we can add it to pyproject.toml as well. Dependencies, Razorpay. Yep, this. So now whenever our app is installed, this Razorpay SDK will automatically be installed, the Python package. Cool. Let me also do pip install Razorpay. Why? Because then VS Code will be able to pick it up. It's already there. Nice. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, now we can do import Razorpay. Okay. Okay, I am assuming like everybody left. If you are still here with me, anybody, just post in the chat that we are still here. Okay. So now we no longer have a payments page. Nice. So what I want is, let's go back to the docs. stage 1. So okay, created, attempted, paid. Cool, let's start. So import Razorpay. So we have to initialize the client. So what I can do is, similarly as I said, like get access token, we can abstract the getting of the client in a separate function. Get Razorpay client. So we are not getting it from frappe.conf, which Copilot thinks. Razorpay settings dot get cached doc print row Razorpay settings. Then we can pass in key id equal to Razorpay settings dot key id, key secret equal to get password key secret, and then we can give key id comma key secret. Nice. So this will return the Razorpay client. Again, we can later optimize, so we can store this client in the cache as well. So like cache or in locals, so not in cache. So basically we can store it globally after defining it, so it's not like local till here. So whenever next time we call it, it returns from global, what do you say, some global variable. So frappe dot locals, I guess, or frappe dot something. We'll figure out later. So data we were getting before. Now what we have to do is, with that data, right, whatever data we are getting, somehow we have to get the Razorpay client. That is the first thing. That's fine. But we have to create an order, as the documentation mentions. So you just need the amount, the currency, and some notes. Then you just create an order. So this will return a response, right? The ID, the entity, the amount, amount paid, amount due, so on and so forth. So what is mandatory? Amount, currency, okay, your receipt ID for this order. Maybe internal tracking purposes, reference ID. But yeah, let's start. Razorpay order equal to, or just do order equal to, no, let's do Razorpay order equal to Razorpay client dot order dot create, and we give it some data. So amount, that will be not a string. So let's say for now I'll do 100 just as a test. Otherwise we have to get this from the retail price we added in the product master. Currency. So these are the two things. Now we can return this. So either we can store this somewhere, the order ID that was created. So that we will do. And then on the client side, right? So you can have a callback URL or handle it right here. So we'll do this handler function. So we have to include this script. Copy. Let's include it right before our code. Then we can use this. So then we will get Razorpay with some options. So this order ID, right? This is coming from the backend. So we have to return it from here. So we'll return a lot of things, but let's first get the initial checkout frappe dot call method slash API slash method slash print rove merge store dot API dot handle checkout submit, right? Then arguments. So first will be the product name, that will be Jinja Magic. This cool. Then we have order details, which will be e dot. For that we have to see how it is. So let's do one thing. Let's comment out call for now. Okay, we can wrap this in this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment it out. Come on, man. Understand this is JavaScript, but yeah, fine. So let's just do return here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see console.log the event and inspect it, that how we can get the form data that the user filled in. Not everything is very exciting, right? Sometimes you have to just fill it in. Blocked by client, that's fine. That is something else to deal with. No? Okay, here is the event. Then we can dot target let's store it as a global variable temp1. Okay, temp1 dot target dot, is there any data? New form data. By the way, let's do a hard stop at 4:30. I'm tired too. Form data JavaScript. So I have to give it a form. It should have been populated. Tell you what. Let's try again. E dot const form data equal to new form data. E dot target, then console dot log form data. So I'm trying to find whether it has customer name, for example. Yeah, it has the data. Then we are cool. Okay, then we just have to, this form data will be form data dot, if we just send in the form data, what will happen? Yeah, so let's now try dot then alert request made to the backend. Cool. So now we have to get this in the API. We will get this and this product name and order data, order details. Then we don't need this form dict, and we won't create a razor pay order or order. We can, okay, and let's add a breakpoint. Cool. Okay, let's try it out now. Slash API slash method. Okay, breakpoint hit. Breakpoint. Okay, it hit the breakpoint. Okay, the request was made. Let's try again. Okay, breakpoint. Product name. Yep. Order details. Okay, it's an empty object that we have to fix, because I had in mind that okay, directly sending form data won't be possible. Maybe JSON.stringify can do form data. Let's try this. Nope. Let's try order form data to JSON. I'm very weak at this and working with vanilla JavaScript. Okay, we can do this. Object dot from entries. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Object dot from entries form data. Yep, now I remember some stuff. Still empty object. What's happening? So let's try check if I'm calling frappe.call correctly, because looks like in the current state of mind maybe I'm not. Frappe.call. Oh, so it has a simpler syntax. Method callback. Yeah, you can pass. So if we check this, right, so it has in that sense I'm doing it correctly. Object dot from entries. Let's see if someone has used it in Frappe. Nope. So we are at 4:30, so we'll continue this tomorrow. But yeah, if we could have just got the data in the back end, then that would have been good. Here goes nothing. Okay, realize. So type annotations did help, so we don't have to stringify it. Let's also log what we are sending, if it is a correct thing. There is an error. Order details should be digged but got str. Okay, we'll figure out off camera this and then we can discuss it in the next episode. Cool. Bye, guys who are still with me. Have a nice day. Uh, we'll see you most probably tomorrow. And we'll continue from here. Bye.